In the world of the Enneagram, all personality traits are value neutral. It's how we use them. So whether we are strong in the world like eights are, well, we can use strength for good. We often talk about the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. being a type 8, and he used that power. I mean, what a powerful guy he was, but he used that power for good.
The power of storytelling is neutral. It is not good or bad. It is what you do with it that determine whether it is good or bad. People, when they look at that, they sort of like, we thought it was good or it was bad. No. We are saying that this is an instrument. The instrument depends on what you want to do with it. If you want to use it for bad, it will be effective for you. If you want to use it for good, it will be effective for you too. The question therefore is, who are you in the usage of this tool?
We really have kind of a big center of intelligence and a medium-sized center of intelligence and a small center of intelligence, one that we don't use a lot.
Find yourself in it.
Well, there's two ways. You can take a test. There's a number of tests online that you could go and you could take. I discourage that approach because I think what ends up happening is people, when the computer tells you what your type is, and then you read about that type, you're likely to pick and choose what in that description sounds like you and what doesn't sound like you. And then it becomes about how accurate the description of you is. That's not how the system is most useful to you. Instead, what I do with my couples and in my program, and I work with individuals as well, not only couples, but we learn the system sort of from the ground up. And I do that over the course of 2 sessions, so it's not super intense. But what happens is you get an understanding of what does the heart system do? What parts of life does it affect? What does the head intelligence do? What parts of life does it affect? You get a sense of who you are, and then you tell me which of those 9 types is the one that sounds the most like you. Because when you say, I am a 5, that's my personality type, you are making almost an act of confession. Because you're laying claim to it. You're saying, this is my strengths. This is also my weaknesses. This is the way I talk to myself. And so it's not about whether the profile is accurate or inaccurate, as much as it's about embracing all that it means to be that type. And I will say, in the world of the Enneagram, all personality traits are value neutral. It's how we use them. So whether we are strong in the world like eights are, well, we can use strength for good. We often talk about the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. being a type 8, and he used that power. I mean, what a powerful guy he was, but he used that power for good. So we can, whatever our personality traits might be, we can learn to use them in ways that benefit us and benefit those around us. But first, we have to, like you were saying before, lay claim to where we are. And that means owning the shadow side of each type too. So rather than take a test online, I invite people to learn about the system and find themselves in it. And it's not super complicated to do.
Thank you so much for that, Todd. I really appreciate this value that you brought to the table today. I want to repeat again, it's the first time I'm hearing about that, and I'm going to learn about it more after this conversation. You see, there is something that I usually tell people. Okay, I teach people about the power of story and how to leverage the power of story in their work. And of course, it starts with knowing what your story is. Where are you coming from? Who are you? And understanding a lot of things about you before you even came here help you understand where you are. Now, at the end of all this, I usually tell people, storytelling, the power of storytelling is neutral. It is not good or bad. It is what you do with it that determine whether it is good or bad. People, when they look at that, they sort of like, we thought it was good or it was bad. No. We are saying that this is an instrument. The instrument depends on what you want to do with it. If you want to use it for bad, it will be effective for you. If you want to use it for good, it will be effective for you too. The question therefore is, who are you in the usage of this tool? I want you to spend some time there helping people to understand about the neutrality of these tools that they have, because people think that when you tell them that this thing is effective, equally mean the value, the human value. Like this is, it doesn't include that. It is neutral. You see, water is neutral. Water can kill you. Water can actually wipe out an entire city. But water can also help these people to survive. In fact, it is because of water that we are alive. You see, electricity is also neutral. People can die by electricity, To those people, that is not a good use of electricity. But without electricity, we will be in darkness. It is not just the electricity. It is what do we do with that? Knife is good, but not when you use it to kill another person.
Right.
It is not a knife. It is you. I want you to spend some time there helping people understand about this neutrality of this tool that you have shared with us today.
Yes. And, I think I would even extend this beautiful metaphor that I love of the knife and water and electricity, even to things like being analytical. Like I'm a 5 and I'm analytical, and it really serves me well, spreadsheets and business plans or personal finances or whatever. It's super helpful. But when my wife comes home from work and says, my boss was really mean to me today, if I respond from my head center because I'm analytical, which, by the way, this is a true story, and I actually did, I said to her, well, did we write everything down for HR so we can report your boss? And the way that he treated you was a very analytical response. Really, what I needed to do was respond from the heart. Because what I should have said was, do you need a hug? You want to talk about it? Tell me what happened. Can I pour you a glass of wine? Really knowing what tool to use in each moment is what enables us to use them well. So, and being analytical, helpful. Being compassionate, also helpful. But they can get us into trouble, just like water and electricity, when we use them in the wrong ways. And that's a big part of the Enneagram. I talked earlier about how I talked about a heart-centered person or a head-centered person or a body-centered person. We really have kind of a big center of intelligence and a medium-sized center of intelligence and a small center of intelligence, one that we don't use a lot. And the goal of Enneagram work is to have all three of them be the same size. Bring the too big one down, bring the too small one up. That enables us to use the right intelligence for the right situation. And that's using these tools in ways that they serve us rather than in ways they can harm us.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I really do. Now, before we get into a relationship, because that is where I would like you to spend some time there. But before we get there, I have a question for you. Now, you're an expert in the Enneagram and this particular tool that you have really explained to us. Now, for you who is an expert, assuming today is where you are going to get into a relationship, how is it going to influence your choice of a relationship and also the type of personality that individual might be? Okay, this way I'm sort of moving around.
Yeah.
Is it that maybe when I know my type of personality within this square, then I look for another person that is like me so that we can relate well? So can you say something more about that?
Yeah, that's a good point. The mysteries of how we choose our partners. I wish I had the answers to that. I could really help a lot of people, I'm sure. What I think the way I'd like to answer that is to say there is no best or right pairing. I'm a 5, my wife is a 2. But instead, what we have to recognize is that whatever the pairing, we're going to have complementary aspects and we're going to have differences. Whether I was with another 5, 2 5s together, we would complement each other and we would have differences. It's
you.